Good morning, folks. By far, hands down, the number one question I ever get asked on YouTube and in person is, what is your best metal detecting find? Now, that's a tough one, because as we know, there's a number of different things that we find out there. It's hard to say. You got monetary value, you got historical value, you've got military, you've got just plain old cool relics. So we're gonna break it down today and show you pretty much my top three groups of metal detecting finds. So come on, let's check it out and get right into it. So let's start off with the items military related, because anytime you find these, especially down here in Florida, it is truly amazing. Now we have the butt plate of a musket right here. We got part of the trigger guard of a musket. Now these were both most likely Seminole War soldiers, the Seminole Indians that had these. And I'll show you a little thing that they engraved down here. It's a little hog. And as you know, Florida is very prevalent with their hogs, and I'm sure would have been very important for the Native Americans down here in Florida. Over here, we have a copper rolled arrow point or spear point. Now that could have used those on a little, they have these little wooden balls. Basically would have had a big rod going down, and they could have had the point sticking out of the big old ball and jam it into coming after the Yankees and hitting them in the head. That is truly amazing to find, a hand-rolled piece of copper made by the Seminole Indians. We got some different size musket balls here. These were all found at a fort location. We got big 69 caliber, 58 caliber, and all the way down to smaller, I guess, pistol sizes. And I found a little iron ball there as well, most likely out of some sort of case shot, something along those lines. Also, we have a great coat button. That up there is a great coat button worn by Seminole War soldiers. And we have a lead pewter button here. That is around early 1800s. Could have been used into the Seminole War. And we got two Civil War items. This is definitely valuable and historical. That is a Confederate States Navy button right there. It has the CSN and the anchor. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, but that was one of the only really good things we found that day. And that button right there in like really good shape is worth like $1,500 straight. Sent straight over from England right here, strictly for the Confederates. CSN, Confederate States Navy. A one and only, truly awesome, one of my top finds. So military finds, awesome. And along here we have a snake buckle. That is most likely a Confederate soldier would have wore that. Go along the lines of the CSN there. That is a snake buckle used in the mid-1800s, but it was used by Yankee and Confederate, but mostly Confederate. So we got a Confederate snake buckle right there. And over here, this was at the fort as well. That is part of a flintlock. It would hold the flint together in there. This lead piece, that is what I believe it is used for. So another piece of military. It may just look like a piece of lead, but that is off of a Seminole War soldier for the American side. That is the Seminole side, American side. Awesome. We got a Zoab button up here. That is Seminole War as well. That was all found together. This, all these, and that right there were all found at the exact same location. Moving down to historical value, plus a little bit of monetary. I like finding old silver. Love it when it's I like coins, but also jewelry. We got a little handmade silver ring, a little silver locket here, a little, I guess that was an earring, and we got a mother of pearl silver ring there, big old honker. That is another part of some of my favorite finds. Moving on over to here, we also have a Native American bolo. That is truly amazing right there. Handmade from the Indians, probably not the Seminoles. This is probably something out west that some tourist in the late 1800s bought. But that is awesome, handmade Native American right there. That is awesome. One of my favorite finds. Moving on over to coins here. My firsts and my oldest are my favorite. My very first seated quarter right here, 1878. My very first seated dime ever was in 1839. Seated dime, like a second year. One of my first, well, this is my oldest half dime, 1843 half dime. And my one and only 1 real. King Charles IV, 1 real. He's barely got a little bit on there, but enough to see who he is. And gold, of course, is anybody's favorite. Now, when people ask me, what is your favorite? I can't just say my favorite. It has to break it up. I've got certain favorites for everything. My favorite military piece has to be that Confederate States Navy, even though all this is good. My favorite coin would have to be the real, just because it's old U.S. silver. And my favorite monetary valued item would have to be this honkin' double banded ring right here. This has 32 diamond chips in it. It is a double wedding engagement ring. It's probably most likely from the 60s or 70s. It was about 4 inches down, and an old 50s park, something like that. And yeah, it's been pretty crudely soldered together. And I can't remember the exact grams. I think it was 7 grams of gold, 14 karat. But just a huge honkin' ring with a half carat diamond on it, with 32 diamond chips. You got the rectangle chips and the regular round diamond chips in there, and they're pretty good size themselves. And this definitely is worth a couple thousand at least. Awesome, definitely in the top 3 for my favorite finds and most monetary finds. And we've got most of this is all 14 karat except for a 10 karat there, but 14 karat band, that's white gold. 10 karat, I'm not sure what the stone is in there, but it's got 2 little diamond chips and a stone. We got a garnet with a couple diamond chips in it. And we've got a men's 18 karat with a couple little chips and an emerald. A broken earring that we found with a couple chips. A 14 karat single earring. And these all have gold in them, all 14 karat. But this is a stainless band with inner 14 karat inlaid on silver, that Egyptian, and some 14 karat with some diamonds on that, with a silver band and a gold band. And there you have it, folks. A good overview of when people are always asking me, what is your favorite metal detecting find, or what is your most valuable metal detecting find? This pretty much breaks it down into different piles. You got coins, you got jewelry, and you got historical artifacts. There you go. That is my favorite and or best, most valuable finds right here, broken down as easily as I could try to explain it for you. Thanks for watching.